What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and today I'm going to answer one of the biggest questions that I get through email, and that is, which is better, Walmart or Amazon? So I think you're going to be quite surprised at my answer to this, because I do tackle this question about once every 6 months, and guess what? Things change, shit happens, and as I said before, you're going to be shocked at my answer. So I'm super fired up to jump into this. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. And I just wanted to remind anyone, if they do want a recommendation as to what to do, Amazon or Walmart, or who to go with, my email is below, so feel free to hit me up and I'll be more than happy to discuss that with you on a call. All right, so what we're gonna gauge each thing by is the pros and the cons, and then we're gonna look at a couple other factors that truly show us which platform is better. Now, I want you to think of this from two different perspectives, because it really does depend where you're at. And that is either a complete noob who's never done anything online, or someone that's more of a veteran and in fact even has an entire brand that has already been built out, whether that be on Shopify, on Amazon, or it's rare when somebody has it on Walmart, but just in general, they've got an entire brand already built out that's had some success. That's the key. You just can't have a brand that's sitting there that you created, you put all your heart and soul into, and you haven't sold a single damn thing. That's a completely different story. And again, before we do begin, let's talk about the two different choices that you do have on both platforms. Both platforms has each of these on hand, and one is more or less aggressively and actively recruiting sellers for one of these platforms. The first type of platform is better known as a fulfilled by merchant, which pretty much means that you're gonna have to do all the shipping, all the prepping, and all the sending to the client. So whether you do it yourself or by carrier pigeon, it doesn't really make a difference as long as you get it fulfilled and sent to the customer in a timely manner and with a valid tracking number. You can't use the fake bullshit that all those Walmart stores used to use. If you do that, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble. So again, the first model is merchant fulfilling or fulfilling yourself. The second model, which on Amazon is called FBA, also known as fulfillment by Amazon, which basically means as long as you get inventory to their warehouse, they're gonna pack, they're gonna prep, they're gonna ship it out to your client. They're gonna take full responsibility for making sure that shit gets to the client at the end of the day. On the Walmart end, they have something called WFS. It's the equivalent of FBA, however, it's called Walmart Fulfillment Service. And that piece of Walmart is the piece that is now actively and aggressively campaigning for brand new sellers to use that particular type of service with Walmart. Now, I haven't tried myself to get into it, but I have heard from other people that it's not that difficult. However, there is a problem with that. More about that at the end of the video. But now that you know both types of different models that are allowed on both platforms, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're mainly talking about the two different types of store that people open up, which are, let's face it, it's still drop shipping. So which one is better on drop shipping? Which one reigns supreme? It reminds me of the old days of the Iron Chef. You guys remember that? You used to watch those two guys that battle it out when they cooked up and chopped up. Who's gonna reign supreme at the end of this? That's what I'm excited to find out. So let's do this. All right, so the first way that we're gonna gauge this is by which one's easier to start. So we've got both Walmart and Amazon, and still at the end of the day, hands down, Amazon is the absolute easiest place to start on, other than the $39.99 fee that they have. Fee hurts just about as much as when you go to an ATM fee and they didn't used to charge you a surcharge, and now guess what? You got a surcharge slapped in your face. The reality is they didn't used to have a charge like that of $39.99. They'd even give you 3 months free, but because there is a pretty large amount of sellers and now they don't have to do that shit to recruit you, you're gonna have to pay $39.99 to jump on that Amazon platform. Now, if you get started a lot earlier than you anticipated, you can write into customer service and ask them to refund that $39.99 if your whole first 30 days you spent just twiddling your thumbs trying to figure out what in the hell you're gonna sell. So keep that in mind. With Walmart, there is no startup fee. However, good luck getting on the platform. I've not heard a lot of people having a great deal of success getting on the platform unless they do have that brand that they've built out. And even then, they'll kick you out and slap you faster than Speedy Gonzalez running away from immigration if they don't like your product or if they don't feel the product is a fit for their platform. What kind of criteria is a fit for their platform? Heaven only knows what the hell that is, but I can tell you based on experience, I was denied with a brand of mine that was making $2 million a year, only to 4 months later receive an email from them asking me if I'd like to sell on the platform and pretty much instantly opening up my account. So I still to this day have that particular account, but again, it's very difficult to jump on the Walmart platform. So if your brand's spanking new and you want to get started, you might as well hit that start now with Amazon. All right, in terms of ease of scale, again, Walmart doesn't do too well. It's really unknown what you could scale it to. I will say this, if you currently do have a drop shipping store on Walmart, chances are that's going pretty damn good, because guess what? Almost every drop shipper on the planet has been kicked off. And right now it's looking like a ghost town with a bunch of tumbleweeds rolling around. So good luck to you. I hope that you can remain with that account open, because I have a feeling that they're gonna start getting shut down pretty fast and furious. On the other hand, Amazon. If you've got an Amazon store, it'll take you a little while to scale, especially if that puppy's brand new, only because they want to see you put some age on it. They want some ratings on there. They want some customer feedback. They want to make sure that you can fulfill items in a timely manner. And if you can, then guess what? You will be able to scale. All right, the third factor that I'm gauging things on is the ease of the platform itself to use. Again, Walmart, a little clunky, a little confusing. At times, you still need to use the API. A lot of people are saying, like, what the hell is an API? I barely know the ABCs. Well, I'm with you, people. And that is exactly why Walmart's just not the most user-friendly platform on the planet. Amazon, on the other hand, same thing. It's still not as user-friendly, but still, there's so many tutorials out there about it and how to use the back end that you shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever figuring out how the hell to use Amazon. Your only problem is going to be that a lot of those tutorials are outdated, as they do constantly change the back end and it starts to look a little bizarre from time to time and very unfamiliar. So ease of use, I give it to Amazon again with that particular topic. And at this point in time, you might be saying, like, Liz, holy shit, you're on the Amazon bandwagon again. Well, let's see if it remains as such. All right, in terms of traffic, which one is supreme? I think that's hands down Amazon. If you're brand new or if you're seasoned, you're gonna get a heck of a lot of traffic, and you're gonna get a heck of a lot of buyer traffic. People are gonna have their credit cards on hand, and they're gonna spend on those bitches faster than your wife uses your Amex, guys. So you know exactly what I'm talking about there. With Walmart, on the other hand, if you have a brand new store, it should still sell pretty well because you managed to at least get the store approved, and there's not a lot of sellers on the platform. So you should still do all right, but just note that the moment that they do start to allow other sellers on there, then you're not gonna have as great a times as you had when the store started. So keep that in mind. Amazon, again, reigns supreme. They have the traffic and they have everything in place for you to succeed, whether you're brand new or you're seasoned. All right, the fifth factor that I base everything on is overall, what are your sales gonna look like? Again, I cannot stress the fact that Amazon's going to reign supreme on this. And the only thing I have to say about the whole thing is that expect your Walmart sales to be 70% less than Amazon. And that's just basically because they don't have as much traffic. And I really don't see that increasing anytime soon, especially because everybody's on Amazon's ass like a fly to shit. So there's no sense in people shopping on Walmart. They really have no incentive to get people over there other than they do have a pretty decent grocery department. And that's about it. All right, the sixth one, I'm finally going to give one to Walmart. If you can get on Walmart, the competition is far less on Walmart than it is on Amazon. So you're gonna have to sit and wait to sell things on Amazon, especially if you're selling other people's products. If you're selling your own product, you're gonna have to do a lot more marketing than you would have to do with Walmart, and you're gonna have to put a lot more money into that in order to rank your product. With Walmart, on the other hand, the competition, it's not really there. There's not a lot of people on the platform, and there's certainly not a lot of people vying for the same product. So you will be able to succeed more with Walmart on this. But again, good luck getting on Walmart. As I said before, it's a very impossible thing to do at the present time. And finally, last but certainly not least, which one treats their sellers better? Well, that can be a coin toss, people. We could sit here the entire day and hear my complaints and bitching about both platforms, but I will say this much. I've never seen somebody take all your money, then kick you in the nuts and throw you out the door and then kick you again when you're down the way that Walmart does. It kind of reminds me of that scene in Vegas Vacation where the blackjack dealer tells Clark Griswold the exact same thing. Why don't you just hand me your money and I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day? Because that's exactly what Walmart did, particularly last year. What they basically did is not only did they suspend pretty much almost every seller on their roster, but they also just decided to flat out terminate them without a rhyme, without a reason, and without any recourse whatsoever. And guess what? On top of that, you had to have your money sit in Walmart for 6 total months while they still refunded every single product under the sun, including if one of your customers was an axe murderer, a serial killer, he could have literally used a chainsaw to kill an entire family, and guess what? Walmart would have still refunded the chainsaw even with fingers attached. So what does that tell you about Walmart? They are relentless. They don't give two shits about the seller, and that is why I do recommend Amazon. Now, Amazon, on the other hand, has taken a much larger, much nicer approach. they won't just shut you completely out. They're going to give you a couple chances. They're also going to give you a couple chances to make up for it. So you can still submit plans of actions even when they have these types of suspensions called Section 3s. Even if you get a Section 3, you can still come back from Amazon. There really is no don't come back ever. They will give you a chance if you got a talented Section 3 writer on your team, and I just happen to do that. So if you do need help writing to get out of either a drop shipping violation or a Section 3, my email's below and you can hit me up for that. And that is why I still will recommend Amazon. And as you can see, yes, I've turned Amazon fanboy here, fangirl, whatever you want to call me. But once again, at this point in time, 2022, it's best to jump on Amazon no matter what your experience level is, beginner and or veteran, because at the present time, Amazon reigns supreme. That's right, Amazon reigns supreme. So again, if questions and or comments, hit me below. I always personally answer those, and I'll see you guys next time.